Welcome to the AR-15 podcast. This show is for you if you just bought your first AR or if you've been building them for years. There is something we can all do to take our black rifles to the next level. My name is Nick Dooley, and I am joined tonight by my co-host, Garth Hofer.
How we doing tonight?
I am excited. I know you are. You are probably more excited tonight than you normally are.
I'm a little bit excited about tonight's show. I'm excited because I got a new system finally, and I still had technical difficulties. But that's just because I'm an idiot and don't know how to run the system yet. But
hey, that's no problem. We got it figured out together.
Yeah.
And I am less than helpful with your new system.
Don't worry. Just give me a couple weeks, and I'll have all the bugs worked out of it. Hopefully, after New Year's.
Yeah, because I don't run communist equipment.
Sorry, man. I just understand it better.
That's something somebody in California would say.
It's what it is. I'm sorry. They gave us iPhones, and now that's all I know how to run.
Yes. Good evening, good people. So, Garth, did you do anything new and exciting, or when we get into that, we'll push through and see what's happening since we last were on the air.
New and exciting. Well, I know you and I hung out a little bit, but as far as my personal self, new and exciting, no, I haven't bought anything in a minute. And I haven't done anything because it's been super cold out and not nice for range toy things. So
that is not exactly true,
dude. It was balls cold out today. It's gonna be balls cold tomorrow.
But you did something since we were last on air.
With you, yeah, but
yeah.
I'm not saying I didn't. I'm just saying personally I didn't do anything.
No. So we taught a class last weekend. And after that, we pulled out and tested that new laser light combo that I got. And originally, we were starting to get really disappointed with it.
Yeah, right off the bat, I thought, well, you know what? Thankfully, it's only $75. Thankfully, it was a Krampus gift, but it turned around and surprised us.
Well, we found out that what it was is the mounting was loose. That's why it wasn't tracking zero. And now that's secured. Probably going to take it off and Loctite it.
Yeah.
Rather than just tightening it down. And then we're going to take it back and do some more testing with it to see if it'll run or not.
But even with the loose mounts, we still had it wasn't like it was going far left, far right, up or down. It was just dancing around the red dot, which it was still hitting in a significant area. Like it wasn't.
Yeah, and it was a loose mount issue, which, on me because I did not check it.
But no, once we got that all situated, pretty cool. And I'm actually really looking forward to going out when it's dark and trying this whole night vision stuff out with it now.
Yep, you're like, oh, this could be fun.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. I know that for a fact.
Yes, indeed. Also, I got told today that I sound like RFK Jr., and I don't think that's quite true, but that was how my voice was described.
Hey, I know the guy who said that, and bless his heart, he tries.
Also, I'm reading some of the comments over here from Rumble, and T. Shoemaker was commenting on working nights, and he's about heading to Conway, and I thought it was, instead of Conway shortly, I thought he was saying Conway shorty, and I was like, that's a really weird way of saying Conway Twitty.
Yeah.
But no, with that stuff going on, I know that I've taught a couple classes since we were last on air.
Yeah, I actually didn't even know about the one today you were teaching, so props on you.
Yep, I went up and for part of my other normal day job, I taught some stop the bleed classes to law enforcement, and was doing those types of things. So that is important thing to do and good things to do, and fun times had by me.
Hey, I mean, you're making an impact in the law enforcement area now, and so it's kind of neat,
I love training. Have I ever mentioned that I really love training?
Just once or twice.
Yes, that is like I say that and I live it. Much like buy magazines and generational wealth.
Correct.
I say that and I mean it. It's not a joke.
No, I know wholeheartedly that you mean that truthfully. Yeah.
But speaking of magazines and stuff like that, is there anything we wanted to talk about tonight before we got into tonight's main topic?
Well, I mean, you did actually buy one other thing that you haven't got yet, and I'm kind of excited to try. Probably should just order one myself, but
Go on.
I thought you got a new system to play with.
Oh yes, I did. I haven't got that yet. So I'm disappointed in it already because there is not a rifle variant
Yet.
and yeah, allegedly. It's like there's a Bond Arms coming. A Bond Arms lever action coming.
Yeah, I've pretty much given up on that.
Or a Henry lever action that takes AR mags.
Also almost given up on that.
Yeah. So yeah, those things, yeah, they're coming. They're coming. Yep. Yeah, this is gonna be a thing, guys. Really it is.
Yeah, I'll believe it when me shit turns purple and smells like rainbow sherbet.
Exactly. No, I am going to be working with the Ace VR system a little bit, just because I do want to try that. We have some great friends that are using it and saying good things. We shot it last year at SHOT Show, and that is exciting. We also have more testing stuff coming in that we're going to be talking about and reviewing. I have it mounted, but that is all. And that is the Gideon Guardian 1-8 first focal plane.
Nice.
And yeah, that's we'll be playing with that later. We're not going to be like every other gun show on the internet and talk about the RXM from Ruger.
I want to hold one someday. I think they're still ugly as sin, but I definitely want to check them out.
I have one in close proximity, and I did not realize it had the single finger groove, kind of like all of the PSA dagger.
Oh, really?
That it's not as pronounced as that. Like it's a little bit different. It feels like I heard somebody say it feels like a Magpul grip. It does feel like a Magpul grip. And the grip is beaver tail is high enough to not give me slide bite. But the grip feels smaller than a Glock 19.
Well, I mean, if you still have it this weekend, and chances are we're probably going to see each other, so might have to come over.
Yep, it is different. I know Garth hates it just because of the color.
No, the color alone makes it look hideous, but obviously, you can customize that. We only know a few guys use Cerakote, so
yeah, it says the guy with all of the hot pink and
dude, pink on a gun is sexy. Okay,
whatever, Muddy Girl.
Dude, no, Muddy Girl is this dull, awful pink, and I'm talking like hot pink, like just in your face, bright. Like that's annoying bright. That's what I like. Like most of my Hawaiian shirts and my personality.
Annoying.
Yeah, exactly.
Annoying bright. That's what it is.
That's 100% what it is.
No. So as we move forward from that, we're going to jump off of the train of everyone talking about the RXM. Can you see the comments and stuff tonight, Garth?
Oh yeah, no, I'm good. I'm doing double monitor stuff. I'm kind of excited about it.
Oh man, look at you right uptown.
Oh yeah.
I guess I too am doing double monitors, but that's I should really fix lighting and do something to have a better viewing experience. I was gonna say I'm Well, this is kind of pink tonight, but it's about as flashy as I get.
And it's your style, man. You live it.
But so, Garth, what is tonight's topic? Because I know tonight's topic is a passion of yours.
A little bit, yeah. So, guys, we're gonna just break it down. PCC, does it actually have a place in your life?
Yep, Garth, you love PCC more than normal rifle.
Well, I do, and there's a whole host of reasons why. Mainly because for a while it was a lot cheaper to shoot, and so on an AR, the recoil between a 9mm and a 223 isn't anything different, but training wise, super fun to shoot. Competition wise, I much would rather shoot a PCC, but there's a whole host of reasons why we'll really get into it. But man, I thoroughly enjoy shooting PCC.
Yep, I mean I have a couple PCCs as well. I enjoy shooting them. I really do. I do prefer a rifle more, like a proper rifle.
Yeah.
Just because I enjoy shooting them a little more than the PCCs. It's not that I dislike them. It's just I think it's just I started shooting the ARs fast a long time ago, and just like fell in love with that and went yep. And then I tuned everything to make them, make a couple run really smooth and really fast. And I still do that. Like I've got, what was it? 3.5 PCCs. That's what we'll call it, 3.5.
Yeah.
And I know that it is. AR Drew over here says he's got a Ruger PC carbine, and it's a ton of fun. I know, Garth, you've had a couple of those.
I've owned about 4 of those bad boys, and
they all take Austrian high point mags.
They do, and as much as I want to get into that comment, I think it's going to come up later anyway. So
it will, because Glock mags are hideous.
That's why you hate Glock mostly, is just for their magazines.
No, I hate Glocks because they're dumb, and they're not perfection. It's like, oh, hey, look at my Glock. It's perfect after I spent $1,500 on it.
Yeah. I've only done that to one, so we're fine.
But as we move on, so does it have a place? This was a topic that you kind of brought up and wanted to talk about. So I'm going to let you take the lead with questions, and we will have some debate and discussion.
Okay. Well, then right off the bat, man, like when you think of 9mm, obviously everyone thinks that, yeah, whatever, dirt racers, fine. Yeah, that sounds like a Jeep. A couple of you guys have been funny this week on social media. I've laughed, Nick's laughed more. All right.
Yes, I have.
Anyway. No, I mean, when you think about 9mm, you're always thinking, obviously, pistol, and most guys are doing a concealed carry in a 9mm. Some guys do 380. I know you and I have in the past. I know some guys rock a 45 ACP because God bless America. But realistically, when you think of 9mm, it's a pistol caliber. But, the whole PCC market came out a little bit ago, and man, I wasn't sure about them right away.
Jeff, you're a man after Garth's heart.
Oh, dude. Honda Ruckus. Oh, we'll talk about those later. Jeff. I'm going to own one yet. But, yeah, I mean, gosh, the competition aspect of it is the first thing that just pops into my head when PCC guys, I'm a PCC guy. Again, we are the AR-15 podcast, and I enjoy thoroughly going out and blasting rounds. But I also like to do that suppressed, and it's harder to do competition suppressed than, and that's just me, because even if you're suppressed, every other guy out there isn't going to be. So they're just a little quieter. They have a great muzzle brake. I mean, you can get a great muzzle brake, or, sound reducer that's not a suppressor on there. And just the round count, man. I don't want to go out and blow 500 rounds of 223 every weekend when we go to our normal shooting competitions. It gets expensive. Not to say that it doesn't add up with a 9mm anyway, but it's going to be a heck of a lot cheaper. And so I don't know, Nick, what do you think? I mean, I know you've shot PCC in competitions, but I know you're still the traditional 223 guy, but you see the aspect of it's a lot cheaper for anyone to get into a competition with a 9mm than a rifle.
Yes and no. Like that's one where it can be cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen it. I also know guys who, like, if you're reloading, the cost is negligible. Like the difference between them can become negligible. Buying factory ammunition, you are going to have a higher cost. I've always told like our friends and stuff when they start asking about like when you see 223 or 5.56 hit 35 cents a round, that's where you buy it by the pallet.
Yeah.
You're seeing brass case 9mm at 20 cents a round. So 15 cents a round, like, yeah, you're almost at double the price. That is a consideration. I do not discredit them, and I've never said they don't have a place. They are a valuable training asset. They're a fun thing to shoot. There can be a great introduction. Many PCCs recoil more than a 223 just because of the blowback operation. Like if you go back and if we jump in the Wayback Machine and start going back before everyone got into AR-9s, like my first PCC, because I actually got into PCCs before you did.
Oh, I know you were. Yep.
And like I was running them here at our local comps, and I was running because like that was kind of the new hotness that everybody was running, and I hitched my wagon to a dying horse. Is be the only way to say that, I think. And I ran a Beretta Storm that took Beretta 92 mags, and that 2-pound bolt reciprocating, like you felt that.
Oh yeah.
And that was definitely a when you felt that going through, and then if you have one of the other less tuned and inexpensive, I think would be the way to put it, or economically priced AR-9s, those also will have a lot more perceived recoil, especially if you're not running a muzzle brake or any of that thing, if you're just letting it eat. But the benefit of that Storm was it was more reliable than some highly tuned ones because it ran everything.
No, well, I would just you said something that made me think. Man, you know how many? Well, I you have one, I have one. Binary triggers, man. I know they're fun and everything, but I know you have a PCC that has a binary trigger, and I have my PCC on the wall behind me with. No, I don't know. I think it got moved. It got moved, right? Yeah. I can't remember. It used to be in that gun, and man, a binary trigger in a PCC is just a hoot. I mean, now we're getting out of the competition realm, obviously, because illegal in that aspect. But
not always.
Not always, but I mean, bigger competitions, that's a no-no.
Yeah, they were originally designed as a competition trigger.
And just how fun is it just to go down and mow a 33 round fun mag, especially when you're showing off? Because let's be real, dude, your gun that you have your laser on currently is a PCC. Because
100%.
It's the ooh and awe factor, man. That thing is decked out.
No, I didn't do it for that. I did it because it was blowback recoil operated, and I knew the impulse would destroy the zero on it faster than anything else.
Well, I'm not even saying that though. I'm saying you've got your suppressor, your binary trigger, your laser, your folding grip on it. the thing is a tank. I mean, you've built it up phenomenal. And after we teach a class or we go out and we're at the range, you always pull it out because it's an eye catcher and people are mesmerized by it. And I don't know how many Mat 9s you've sold because of it, and you still haven't got a commission yet. So
yeah, or my Mat 9 upper.
yeah.
No, so running those, they are fun. I'm not going to talk about the PDW concept and like why 9mm falls into that, because that's a whole nother show.
Okay.
We're talking about like, yes, that is a shorty little PCC, and it is fun because it is a fun range toy, which is what that one primarily is for me.
Mm-hmm.
It is that's a fun gun. We use it for range toys. It's, I've done some training with it. I have never taken a class with that. But I've done training with it when we've all been doing other stuff. I have stepped in and used that. But back to our question is does PCC have a place? And like, let's talk outside competition, because you walked in valiantly trying to white knight it. And I'm not saying it doesn't, because I say PCCs do have a value or have a place in your collection.
Oh no! Here's the biggest reason, because you just brought up training, man. How many guys are not fortunate enough to live in a situation where we have a homegrown range that I can drive to in 15 minutes, or you can go 10 miles away and go to an outdoor range? Some guys just aren't blessed with that. They have to shoot at an indoor range. You can't take your rifles to most indoor ranges. That's just come on.
Well, all of the indoor ranges I've been around, you can.
Yeah, but you're special.
No, it's not even being special. Running through the like even the older indoor ranges we have, you can still shoot rifles in them, but it's restricted, and they're no 855 ammo, and they'll go through and check your ammo a little bit more.
So you're telling me if I went down to Sioux Falls to Gary's gun shop with my 223 55 grains, I could go down there and blast all day long?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine, because I walked in there and asked that question, and they went, "No, there's no way in hell we're going to let you do that."
Oh yeah, because like you go there, you go to the Alliance. The Alliance, like, they rented machine guns.
Yeah, but those are different places.
Now Gary's will let you as well. At least they used to.
Well, the last time I talked to them, there was a no-go.
Was that before or after the range fire?
This was, I don't know, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, so they had to rebuild it after the range fire.
Mm.
And when they had half of it shut down.
Okay.
But yeah, here's one: can at my range, indoor range all day. It's kind of an oddity that you can't.
Okay.
So you have a 1,400-pound heifer cow to put down. Will a 223 be overkill? The answer to that is no, not really. I have put down heifers. Like, you can put down heifers with they used to do it with what's called a bolt gun or a knocker.
Mm-hmm.
And easiest way to do it is actually a 22 long rifle right behind the ear. And that's how I've done it. But moving on, it's the PCC. Yes, it is there. And I am not arguing the fact of, like, I'm not saying they don't have a place, because you keep acting like I'm anti-PCC.
No, I don't think you're anti-PCC. I just think you're fishing right now.
No, I'm not. I'm saying we need more. It's not just, hey, we need to do this, because they are good. They are there.
Mm.
I just think that there are better applications for what they are than what it is we're talking about.
Mm.
And I'm waiting for you to bring one up, because that's the one I'm going to shoot holes in. See what I did there?
It's funny. Well, I have a couple different ones, and I'm not sure which one it is yet, so I'm just going to tread lightly. But all right. Here's another great example of why I adore my PCCs. Concealability, especially in my vehicles. And hear me out. I have, I'm a fanboy of Keltec. It's no surprise. It's no secret. I enjoy shooting the sub 2000s, and just the fact that you can fold those bad boys up, throw them in a little bag, and you're on your way. Not to mention, it's Nick's favorite magazine with a Glock. And so, yeah, I like to run a Glock 17 under my steering console, and to have the peace of mind that I can swap out to a Kel-Tec that's in the back seat and use the same magazine, the same ammunition, is just fantastic to me. So that's why I really do enjoy shooting the Kel-Tecs, because they're magazine compatible.
So for anyone who's on YouTube, I'm sorry if we get kicked off of there, because
he's about to go there.
That'll happen. And if that happens, join us on Rumble, where they like freedom. But okay, in my hand, I have a Kel-Tec Sub 2000, the exact gun that Garth was just talking about.
Yep.
This is a AR or an AR-180 in 223. Main difference is that muzzle device. If I actually mount them up, end to end, it's the muzzle device and about a ½ inch.
Yeah, for concealment, and I totally get that. But I went a step further, though. It's super convenient for me to be able to rock my Glock 17 under the steering console. And then if I want to swap over to the Kel-Tec, which I know has a prism scope on it, or prism optic on it, I can just drop the magazine out of my pistol and go right into my PCC and keep blasting. And I don't have to worry about switching over to a different caliber or carrying two different calibers all together. That's just super, super convenient to me.
Okay, well, I put stuff away here.
I know. So, but I also know Nick's, never a fan of having a 9mm as your last resort gun. And neither am I. And that's why I do carry a rifle in my pickup anyway. But just for the ease of it, I sometimes, especially when I owned a motorcycle, it was so much easier for me to carry a PCC.
Exactly. I just wanted to save money on training, so I got a couple of MPXs. I'm saving money, right?
Yeah, John, totally. John is saving money. Oh, wait, I got to wink this side. I'm an idiot on the right side. There's cerebral palsy on that side.
Yes, that is. I understand having a PCC and something like that. It's the amount of range you're gaining is not going to be considerable unless you're working on accuracy. For having that, like if you're talking about going to the gunfight, I would always rather have hydrostatic shock, and that's why I'm a huge fan of carrying a rifle. But we're going to move on from that one, and it's you talk about concealability and having it in your vehicle. Again, I'm a fan of, that's why I run an AR pistol in mine, because it's just as easy to conceal as my PCCs.
Now, here's the question. If we're going to dive into the realm of PCC, what makes a PCC a PCC?
A PCC is a pistol caliber carbine. That means that it is a larger than standard pistol. So like a handgun, in 9mm, like a Glock 17, or, a SIG P320, something of that nature. Then when you move up, like when you move into the pistol caliber carbine, a carbine anywhere else in the world is not restricted by length of, barrel. It's more has to do with how it is built. So if you had, a CZ Scorpion with a 5-inch barrel, that would still be a carbine anywhere else in America, except for here where it would be a short-barreled rifle if you put a stock on it.
But what about, now I know there's a couple different braces out there now for pistols that you can actually form your pistol around and then have a mini subgun.
Yeah, that's where I was talking about with we're not going to talk about PDWs.
Okay.
And those are different.
All right.
Because PDWs, like the Kel-Tec would probably feed closer to that than other ones, because it feeds into the grip instead of in front of it in a mag well.
Yeah. Just saying. Okay. All right.
And You know, like if you're talking about that and want to talk about apples to apples, you'd have to have, you know, the mag well in front of the grip. So like, you know, my Met 9 or, you know, my Montgo 9, that has a, you know, 6-inch barrel, but it is still, you know, a large sized, and it is bigger than a Flux Raider by a lot.
Yeah. So
yeah. So when you get into that pistol caliber carbine, again, we're talking about anything that is based on a rifle but built in a pistol caliber. There you go. How is that for definition?
That's a lot better.
That's why I said I have, you know, like 3.5, because I do have that. I have a, you know, RE cover tactical brace on a Glock, and that is the only Glock I ever shoot.
Yeah,
because it's the only one that doesn't give me slide bite, because there are physical things in the way that won't allow it to, because they never made a Glock for men to shoot.
All right, easy on the radio there, Andre the Giant there, okay? You just calm down, all right?
Well, they didn't. You know, it's just a thing. Then you have to put aftermarket parts on, or, you know, weird beaver tail kips.
Yeah, you've never done that to any of your SIGs.
No, I did it to all of my SIGs, but I didn't have to put weird aftermarket grips on to make them function correctly. They functioned better. They functioned right from the factory.
All my Glocks have functioned right from the factory, so.
Yeah, none of mine have.
You gotta stop buying at that factory, man.
Yeah, damn one in Georgia. No. So I know that we're talking about this, and they are a valuable asset for training, and they are a great analog for training. I would say that there is no replacement for going out and putting time in on your rifles. You know, it's effective range of that 9mm pistol caliber carbine is going to be. Oh, and John, yes, you need a Flux. Specifically, you need the Flux for the 365. And yeah, but I digress. As you move through, so where was I? I was talking about training and validity, and they are good. Effective range. Effective range, you're looking at, honestly, 175 yards. Yep. And 175 yards, well, it is a good poke. It is a real poke if you know, you're looking at doing that with a pistol.
Yeah.
And well, most people will never have to use any sort of a and yes, AR Drew, I do agree it is more fun with your pants off. But excuse me. As you go through 150 yards, there's still a considerable amount of drop there. So you do still have to learn what your holds are and your ballistics and get dope. Because the world is not a 25-meter square range.
No.
So, what?
No, it's not.
So running those things and having the capacity to run that out further, I believe, is very important. I'm going to say this for accuracy. I have never seen an AR-9 or a PCC that shot under 1 minute, especially at 100.
No, that's actually pretty fair, man. You know, I've never owned a PCC to go distance with. That was never my goal or intention.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, I'm not saying you need it for, I'm more talking about, like, accuracy is a thing, and especially like degrees of accuracy. And that is where, you know, like, okay, I've heard this a lot. Well, it's good enough for this. You know, when you're shooting, you know, I'm shooting a 4-inch, you know, group at 25 yards. That's plenty for what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And they're like, we've seen it in competition where a 50-yard shot needs a tighter than 4-inch group. And that has been an issue with some people in PCCs.
Yes, it has.
The real reason why Garth loves PCCs is generally you don't have to use shotguns with them.
That's a pretty solid bet on, why. Also, 50-round drum mags are pretty fun too.
Have you heard about the Magpul D60?
Yeah, I have. No. No, I'm done.
He's just going to walk off now. He's like, nope, I'm done talking about this.
No, I'm sorry.
This wasn't supposed to be a debate.
It's not a debate. It's just me telling you why I like PCC and you shitting on
it. I am not doing that. I am just merely counterpointing. It's point and counterpoint.
Point and counterpoint. That's how we do.
No, so that is my one major takeaway is like they are fun. They are a great training analog. They are awesome if you're doing anything close, especially at 50 yards and in. And I know that we got listener mail this week about somebody going like, you guys switch back and forth between yards and meters. And affectionately on this show, they're called yeeters.
Correct.
And that's because I kind of switch back and forth. I know that there is a difference, but I can't sometimes have a problem getting them going in the right direction because I do too many things.
Just invested in too many deals that, use metric and standard and yada, yada, yada.
Well, it's too many different sports that change it back and forth and do different things where this one's a yard line, this one's a meter line. And then you go back and forth and I'm like, whatever. Like, I know they're not interchangeable, but you know what I mean.
Close enough. Minute of barn. It's fine.
Well, at 25, it really doesn't matter because at 25 meters is 27 yards. So
I totally didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's like at 25, the difference is negligible. But pushing through that, you're going to be, values of accuracy better than a pistol with a PCC because you have more points of control and points of contact with it while you're shooting.
Mm-hmm.
So I am all for pistols, especially for training people, for running it up. You can learn mechanics and you can get used to where things are and run through, especially if you're running, plate carriers or chest rigs or belt setups and getting used to them. You can put them in similar places to where you are. Actually, you can even run a PCC, like a 9mm with AR mags.
Yeah, I suppose there are kits for that.
Yep, like our friend Sean over at We Like Shooting, he has his machine gun lower, and he puts a 9mm upper on that is designed to be fed out of the CMMG. I forget who makes them for CMMG or whose it is they sell. If only I could furiously Google and find that. But they have a kit that takes the guts out of a PMag and runs those so that they can run through. And it's a 9mm magazine that holds 30 rounds, but it's just the in an AR instead of in a pistol mag. So you still have all of your grip being the same and everything like that. You can do that with any of the Matador guns.
No, that actually be pretty cool. I've seen them. I've never played with them before, but just to show up and not announce to anyone that you're doing that, some competition, I think would be hilarious because you'd have guys freaking out.
Oh, some would. I think they're called endo mags.
Okay. Actually, Nick, one of my favorite things though about the PCC is much like the AR-15. There are compatible components you can use.
Oh, you mean like a VZ grip?
That is correct.
Oh, look at that. He almost tried to steal the thunder from that.
I tried to, but I wasn't getting it. I'm going to let you do it.
Yep. And VZ grips are great because they're machined from a solid block of G10. And you know that G10 is great because it's durable and doesn't get slippery when covered with mud, blood, or sweat. The 17-degree grip angle and wide variety of textures from mild to extreme, as well as color options, shorty versions are also available. 1911 grips with extreme customizability, standard slim palm swells, thumb notches, safety cuts, bottom profiles, and more. You can even get them for my beloved Berettas and even our special SIGs. So, with more than 25 textures and 27 colors available, there's one coupon code for 15% off all handgun rifle grips, and that code is AR-15 podcast.
I mean, that's actually what I do run. Oh no, where's that? No, it's not up there.
Yep, here we go. Jay Rawls will sit here typing in furiously. Endomags work great. Yes, so Endomags are great. I've ran them in a machine gun, and yeah, they're awesome. And yes, welcome to the show here because Zapata came in, and glad you listened on Spotify. Glad you came and watched the show live now.
Oh yeah, welcome to the shit show.
So as we keep going here, there's one subject that we have kind of touched around and tiptoed around.
All right, you just lead into it because now I'm a little confused. I thought I hit a point or two, but I guess not. So,
well, no, I know there's one that everybody talks about, or a lot of people do.
All right, let's hear it.
Home defense.
Okay.
I am not a fan.
I know you're not, and I know why you're not. And there's a test I still want to do, and we're going to do it. We're going to go on some social media and do that thing this winter yet, as soon as things get built. And then from there, I'll make my decision because right now I still prefer a 9mm as my home defense weapon.
Yep, and it's according to FBI statistics. 9mm cartridges penetrates 24.95 inches of plywood, and 223 does 10 inches.
We probably shouldn't be using the FBI as a statistic major because they've been real honest with us for the last 4 years. So,
well, this was before that.
Okay.
And I have seen that just because of some basic physics.
Mm-hmm.
It takes more to slow down more mass.
No, I get that. When I start going forward, it's hard to stop. But
yep. And I am a large fan of. I'm a large fan of using a rifle, specifically a 223, as your home defense gun.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing is use what you shoot and use what you can hit targets effectively with, so you don't have to worry about misses and over penetration.
That's probably the best advice. I mean, Klecker has a great, piece of advice too. Home defense of any gun is better than no gun. So,
correct. And there are people who is worrying. Ammo does play a big part. Some are better or worse than others. That is also very true. Like, I know one individual who, for the longest time, refused to buy any sort of defensive ammunition and just ran ball ammo and everything because, well, whatever, it doesn't matter because, nobody wanted to leak. And I forget which magazine is in it, and I don't want to have to swap mags out if I decide to start shooting.
Just call me out a little bit more.
I never said it was you.
Yeah. Okay.
I know a lot of individuals.
I know a lot of guys like that too. I'm definitely one of them. I've started, using hollow points now. So,
yep. And Drew, we know you've never had to worry about over penetration.
Oh,
we figured that out when you wouldn't come to the pool party. But as we keep going through here, I'm not going to say they're useless for home defense or anything like that. Like, there was a reason why for a long time they were like MP5s were the go-to for doing interior building work.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I think a lot of that had more to do with the length of the overall weapon than it did with the round.
No, I agree too. It's a lot easier to clear a corner or a building or a room with a smaller firearm. Yeah, dude, of course I'm a FUD. Who's yeah? Come on.
Yep. But no, so there is a lot to be said for that. And again, when you get into it, as we talked about, I see comments about the weather where we're making jokes, and but having penetration through some of the winter clothing can be an issue for even because you have to have that expansion, and those are things to worry about. I still do love PCC. I know that Garth has made me sound like I hate it, and I keep going, I like PCC. I'm just also going to tell you the truth.
No, I'm not saying you hate PCC. I mean, one of your favorite guns to grab is a PCC. So you don't hate it. You just maybe don't love it as much as I do.
Yeah, because I really love my rifles.
And all these guys commenting in the comments about how cold it is. It's -10 here, okay? So grow up, guys.
It is not -10.
My phone says it's -10 right now.
I should actually check. I don't know. I was up at hockey practice there, and we were picking up the kid. So it was a bit chilly out, but, that's just the way it is up here in the tundra.
Yeah.
See, I have 26.
Do you have 26 out right now? Yeah. 6 degrees. Feels like -10. And now he's gone. He's frozen. Forever lost because he talked crap about the weather, guys. So, yeah. Oh, Kurt Hamburger. M&P 40 all the way, especially in the winter. Yeah. I'm still not a fan of the 40, dude. You're never going to be on board for that stuff. So, key takeaway. Funny. All right. Am I here alone now, guys? Because I'm froze up, I think. Hey, there he is.
All right. Are we back? There we are. Hey, look at that.
I wasn't sure if you were froze or I was froze or what was going on, so.
Oh, I kept talking, but I don't know if anyone heard it.
I don't know if I was talking or you were talking, but someone was talking.
Yes. So Kurt says M&P 40 all the way. I know that's a lie because he has made the switch.
Finally.
Yes. And so as we go through here, yeah, so cold he froze.
That's what I said. So.
Nope. So having a PCC that takes M&P mags, that has something that's been a long dream of a lot of people, because so many people are addicted to that Austrian high point, and that's patents ran out, so everybody can make mags and other stuff for them. I haven't heard many bad things about them. I just haven't shot them as much. Because, I mean, they copied the homework of a company that's already been building them for a long time. They just changed how that works out. And yes, a 45 ACP PCC is a ton of fun, but those get expensive fast.
All right, Nick, if you had to recommend a PCC for any of those guys who are just kind of curious enough to go buy one because, maybe they don't have one, but maybe they want to start shooting after our banter tonight, what would you recommend to the fine people out there?
Oh, man. I'm going to tell you an answer that you're not expecting.
Okay.
CZ Scorpion.
Oh, no, I didn't see that coming. No.
CZ Scorpion. Would you like to know why?
I would like to know why, actually, yeah.
So, everyone has heard me rant, or any longtime listeners have heard me rant about how much I hate Glock mags, specifically in a PCC. So, here's a fun fact for you. With the slope of the Glock mag, they did that to make it feed onto the ramps, and it's actually very difficult and can do damage, or can be damaging over time on other parts. But they had to run that with the slant and that angle to get them to run reliably through everything, because with the follower, a 9mm is actually a semi-tapered cartridge. And the easiest way to get tapered cartridges to run is with a curved magazine. That's the reason why no one talks about MP5 mags being unreliable or CZ Scorpion mags being unreliable, and why we damn near had the industry standard of CZ Scorpion mags until somebody had to go through and start making a shit ton of stuff in Glock mags. But no, CZ Scorpion, that made is that may be the probably is the most economical, incredibly reliable PCC out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually the only one. Well, I shouldn't say the only one because there's a handful, like other than the MP5, because there's a lot of sub guns out there. But the CZ Scorpion has actually seen time in combat and has proved itself reliable because they're using it in the current conflict in Ukraine.
Mm.
Yeah, and that was that is why I would say it would be the go-to to kind of start with if you were looking at it and didn't want to go an AR-9. AR-9s are great. I love them. You know, get the Matador Arms full gun. Let me look up the price on that quick. Well, Garth is furiously looking at something else.
Well, no, you said something, and I remember seeing the Gun Collective put something out recently on a new AR-9 that kind of caught my eye. The H&R Arms. I haven't done much research on it.
Yep, they run on Colt mags though. Those are dumb.
Yeah. So.
Sorry, was that out loud?
Hey, you do you, man.
Yep. So the Mat 9, like for the complete gun, you're looking $1,200 to $1,300.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, you're in a reliable one there, and you know that's where I say a CZ Scorpion. You know, you're gonna be cheaper, but not by like orders of magnitude.
Yeah.
My screen locked up, but I can hear you, so hopefully everything's still running through well.
No, you're talking and moving and singing praises. So,
but that's where I'd go with that. Garth, how about you? What would you recommend?
Honestly, man, here's how I feel bad about it, because I've owned a number of PCCs over the years, and I've liked some, I've hated some. The one currently behind me is a Black Rain. It's a $1,500 gun, and while it's great and everything like that, I wouldn't recommend that to be your first PCC if you were actually looking to get into the market, because that's an insane amount of money to find out I don't like this platform. And so, truth be told, I would probably point someone in the direction of a Ruger Charger. They make fine firearms. They've got like 4 different generations, from your just basic rifle stock down to your AR rifle stock now. You can get it in the PCC or PC Charger, so the pistol variant that you can throw the folding pistol brace on. That's a pretty neat thing with a can. It's pretty awesome. And they're, between $600 and $800 depending on which one you buy now. Or if you really want to go cheap, go out and pick yourself up a sub 2000, either Gen 1 or 3, because they're super cool. And
well, you can even find, like, you could get any of the PSA guns and stuff like that. For the same, though, the CZ Scorpions run about the same price as a Ruger PC Charger, and you could get one of the let's look at our friends over at Palmetto State Armory.
Actually, that's where I was headed before my phone locked up on me. So,
and they are love them or hate them, they produce a lot of stuff, and one of the things they produce is their pistol caliber carbine guns. I know, Garth, you've run one before.
I have, and I really, really enjoyed it. So it was just, I had 5 of them at the time, and so one of them went away for a different toy.
Yeah. So right now you can get a 16-inch PSA with 10 mags for $700.
Yeah, that's a solid deal.
Yeah. So that's where you start to look into it. And they also happen to make the AR-V, which is $750, and it takes CC Scorpion mags.
Perfect. See, 2 birds, 1 stone.
No, they are good. That's where I would kind of lean people towards. They are an effective tool that can be used for a lot of things. I still have them. Foxtrot mics. They are I have worked on a couple of those. They're a solid gun, but I have worked on one that had maybe a little bit of user error.
I know who's exactly you're talking about.
People didn't listen. There was also one that had another issue that was not a result of the firearm. It was an ammo problem that I had to fix. But they are also a solid option. There are a pile of good PCCs out there. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say something that like every manufacturer is going to hate me to say. In the AR-9 market, they're easy to build because they're blowback operated. You index off the case. It's okay. Yep. Bang, bang, bang. It's uniform. And you don't have to worry about gas. They're not a complicated machine.
No, and actually, I should have brought this point up quite a bit earlier. PCC might be the only reason why a person should buy a 9mm suppressor.
You know what? I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I own a couple 9mm suppressors. I do enjoy my 9mm suppressors, but having a suppressed PCC in 9 is just stupid fun.
No, it's a blast. It's super cool. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I want to suppress the pistol." No, you don't. Really, you don't, because then it just becomes a range toy. That pistol becomes obsolete as far as actually carrying it places, finding holsters. It's ridiculous. But if you want a suppressor, 9mm suppressor, put it on a PCC. You will have a freaking blast with it. That's how I feel about them. I know Nick's about to go grab his and show everyone and get us kicked off YouTube if we already haven't been. So,
well, we haven't been kicked off YouTube yet tonight.
I see that. I just saw one pop back up. So,
yeah, I'll see if my computer locks up or stops locking up long enough for me to get back so I can actually see the show. Oh, there we are. But no, so right here, this is the one that Garth was talking about earlier. This is, suppressed, AR-9, and it is a fun little shooter.
No, it's fantastic. I mean, like I said, Nick's got that thing completely tricked out, and it is the talk of the range every time we go out. So,
and part of that is sub guns are always cool.
Yeah,
and done a few just perfecting it. The suppressor compatible holster. We can talk, Clicker. I have ideas. I know how to do it, and you need to run a weapon mounted light for it.
Correct.
So if you run think convertible or ghost holster indexing off the light, then you can pop it out and have it, and then everything just gets in the way. But no, they are solid. They are good to have. Garth, do you have any more final thoughts?
I do. Actually, guys, it is the holiday season, and if you still haven't gotten a gift for that special someone in your life, or just your buddy who's kind of an idiot, but you still want to give them something anyway, check out Patriot Patch, patriotpatch.co for all your gift giving and patch giving needs. They have the Patch of the Month Club. They have the cleaning mats, which are great mouse pads. I use them right now. They have your pop culture patches. They have your movie reference patches. I'll be your Huckleberry. That sign right there, that's from Patriot Patch. Go check out Patriot Patch, patriotpatch.co.
Yes, our good friends over there. Sign your buddy up for the Patch of the Month Club. And that's the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, it totally is.
It comes back monthly, and it's not herpes.
Oh, new slogan.
I don't think Jake's going to pick that one up, but
Probably not.
He's also not going to be that mad at us for saying it.
But he might put it on a patch.
So no, any other parting words though about PCCs other than our good friends over at Patriot Patch Company?
No, yeah, listen, like Nick said, PCCs are a dime a dozen. I thoroughly enjoy shooting them. I think they're an inexpensive way to go out and train, learn the functionality of any AR style platform rifle. I would go get one. I truly love them. They're awesome to shoot in competition. Anyone who shoots them suppressed, especially, is going to have a freaking blast. You know, it's only a paycheck, right?
That's right. No, so I too think they're a valuable tool. But like everything, of course, it is not a one, it's not a one size fits all tool.
No.
And they are solid. They are good for a lot of things. They're great fun on the range. They're solid for competition. They can be an amazing training asset. If it's the only gun you have, it's good for everything. I have nothing bad to say about PCCs. I like them. I have several of them. I take them out and have my friends shoot them. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Like, let's go blasting. And Tommy guns. Tommy guns are PCCs. And if you don't think Tommy guns are cool, get out of here. Also, this is going to be our last episode before Christmas. And like almost the main character in one of the greatest Christmas movies ever is a PCC. And that's an MP5 in Die Hard. Because ho, 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 now I have a machine gun. So Trucking Lock says, can I buy a suppressor without a stamp? The answer to that is no. You can buy sound mitigation equipment, which is different. And I don't know if they're making those in a 9 at the moment. I've seen them for 223. I've used them on a 223, and they are interesting. They're not perfect by any means. You can build a suppressor and then get a tax stamp. Also, I'm not your dad. This is not legal advice.
We're not lawyers.
I am not an attorney. You can get a flash suppressor. Yes. Flash suppressors, flash hiders, that's a non-issue. Those are 100% fine. If you're looking for something that isn't sound, a flash suppressor or flash hider for 9mm all day long. But no, that is one thing. Not for sound, but for flash, yes, too easy. Yeah. Sound is the only thing they care about.
Yeah.
And Dirt Racer here may have said it best. You can buy a 3D printer. So in passing words here on the PCC, I know you said you're like, I think everyone should get one. I do think that they are kind of an essential part of the gun collection. Like, I know we've done a 5-gun. Like, if you only have 5 guns, what would they be?
I hate that question.
I know you do, because you're like, oh, how do I pick it? And I'm like, yeah, this PCCs always are like the honorable mention.
Oh, 100%.
But it's more in the everyman arsenal. They are an incredible thing to have. If anybody wants to know just how usable they are, not as much in Ukraine, but like in Burma or Myanmar or whatever they call it this week, there's a horrendous civil war going on there. And same thing with like in Hong Kong when they're doing the protest and some of those things. The FGC-9 is a 3D printed 9mm PCC, and they're using them to fight back with because that's what they have available. And they're 3D printing PCCs.
Far out.
And Kurt's like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
I don't want to know it's a thing because I don't need another hobby.
But no, so they're doing that, and that's I mean, that's always an option. I don't ever want it to get to that option, but that's always an option. And in the maker space and doing that, you see a lot of them. Like, there's a couple. We're not going to talk about 3D printed guns tonight because we've already been on the air for an hour. And
yeah, don't open that rabbit hole tonight because I know I can see it, and you're just like, well, just hang on. All right, let's go.
Yeah. Garth's over here like, I need to crack a bottle of Ritalin for this conversation.
Took my pill too early this morning for this conversation. Yeah,
or not Ritalin, Adderall. But no. So as we go forward, again, PCCs are a viable, they're an important part. I don't think they'll ever take the place of a rifle.
No, I don't think that either.
Although we didn't even talk about like 357 out of a carbine. Because we're not the lever action podcast. We're the AR-15 podcast.
That's fair. We could have done that, but
Garth's like, I missed an opportunity. IR sad.
I missed an opportunity.
So anything else you have to add tonight, Garth, before we sign off for the night?
No, guys. I mean, hey, like I said, if you want one, go get one. If you got questions on it, shoot Nick and I an email. We'll be more than happy to talk all things PCC with you.
Oh, wait. There's one thing we were forgetting.
Okay.
It's Christmas. It's the season of giving.
Oh, that's right. We do have another giveaway to do, but this week was supposed to be an email write-in, and we've received a few of them, and so we're going to go check the email out, and we'll let you know who won next week when we give our final one away. How about that?
Oh, there we go. So are we giving them until when? Are we going to give them until Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve is what day? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. So, yeah, we go with that.
Okay, so send us an email, guys. We've got a handful in.
Yeah, tell us why you need a VZ grip of something that's from them that I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Look at him, folks. Look at him go. And yes, send us an email. The email address, it's AR-15podcast 2.0 at gmail.com. And 2.0 is AR-15 podcast, the number 2, the period or decimal 0 at gmail.com. And as we go through that, guys, I know that this is our last show before Christmas. Take time to be with your family, be with your friends. I know it's a shitty time of year for a lot of people. Have good holidays, do all that. And now I'm going to be Debbie Downer. And remember, no one is coming to save you. Expect to self-rescue. You folks out there, you stay safe and stay armed. And never do that again. Ever. Garth is muted. And you guys out there, have a Merry Christmas. Support the people who support the show. Primary Arms, VZ Grips, 4Patriots.com, and Patriot Patch Company. Be sure to check us out on social media. AR-15 Podcast 2.0 on Instagram. AR-15 Podcast 2.0 on YouTube. AR-15 Podcast 2 on Twitter. AR-15 Podcast on Facebook and wherever podcasts are found. If you just want to drop us a line, let us know how we're doing, or give us a show idea. Make sure to send that email to AR-15podcast 2.0 at gmail.com.